Our Smart Start begins here at 6:46 with some breaking updates as part of Brockport is still shut down due to an active investigation.
Ron Spitzer is there to witness the scene, and she joins us live with the latest update on what exactly is happening out there. Ron.
Yeah, guys, there are quite a few police cruisers here, and actually we just saw an officer back there, if you're seeing it, with a long gun. So that's presumably the investigation area where we're seeing these police cruisers and those officers. Now, we do know that MCSO is assisting Brockport Police Department with an investigation in the area of Main Street and East Ave. Pedestrian and car traffic is closed between East Ave and Liberty Street in the village of Brockport, so drivers are asked to avoid the area. Now, just before coming here, we were at another breaking scene in the city. We saw several RPD cruisers lining Alphonse Street. We did reach out to the department for more specifics on what happened here, but we have yet to hear back. Now, we are unsure at the moment if these incidents are connected. We will obviously keep you guys posted on air and on our website, rochesterfirst.com, as we receive those updates. For now, reporting in Brockport, Ron Spitzer, News 8.
Ron, thank you again. The live situation there in Brockport and what's happening at Alphonse in Rochester. You can read more coverage currently on the homepage of our website, and we'll have more updates at 7:25.
We turn now to the latest reaction this morning to President Trump's border czar. Tom Homan made a stop in Rochester yesterday speaking with law enforcement. And all of this follows the controversy regarding the city's sanctuary city policies and an immigration traffic stop.
That happened last month, and then we heard from Mayor Malik Evans at a news conference saying a group of RPD officers was right to respond when federal agents called for backup during the stop, but said they violated sanctuary city protocol when they handcuffed those who had been stopped. The Locust Club took issue with the mayor calling out these officers involved publicly, expressing gratitude in Homan's response afterward, his visit and message yesterday. Homan says he supports the actions of Rochester police, saying they did the right thing by helping ICE.
His message was received loud and clear, and it was first and foremost that cops always support other cops. Mr. Homan also met privately with the members of the 3rd Platoon officers of Lake Section. These are the men and women who answered the call on March 24th when their fellow law enforcement members put out the call for assistance.
Moments after Homan left his visit at the Locust Club, Mayor Evans talked to us about what was going on.
The stuff that's happening today here in Rochester, this visit that's happening, I'm still not sure what that did to increase the stock market, bring down prices, handle the opioid epidemic, in the war in Ukraine. None of this stuff has stopped any of that. And this is about people, not politics.
The mayor also says the city, as of yesterday, has not been formally served still on the Trump administration filing a lawsuit against Rochester for its sanctuary city status. Meanwhile, protesters gathered around Monroe County during Homan's visit.
Tom Homan, we are not afraid of you.
This was one of just a few protests at the Locust Club headquarters. Both sides of the street, in fact, packed with folks. Then later in the day, this large and vocal crowd stood outside City Hall, where officials spoke to the audience. Some of them said they wanted stronger, more enforceable sanctuary city policies, while others stood with the officers.
I want to employed by the University.
Not following the city's sanctuary policy is a huge problem. A big portion of the Rochester city budget is allocated to the police department. And if they're not taking orders from the city, the people of the city have a problem.
Well, they're free to protest, but we're also here and protesting for Tom Homan. He's a law enforcement officer. I'm retired law enforcement. Some are retired out here, some are full-time. So we're welcoming him to the city, contrary to what the folks across the street are doing.
Just this week, President Trump also signed an executive order calling on those in his administration to file a list of all the sanctuary cities and states that participate in this, threatening to cut off their federal funding.
There's another hearing this morning for several correction officers charged in the deadly prison beating and death of Robert Brooks at Marcy Correctional Facility last December. The body camera footage from the infirmary showed officers assaulting the inmate from Greece as he had his hands cuffed behind his back. His death was officially ruled a homicide. 5 were in court yesterday deciding whether to accept a plea deal offered by the special prosecution. Their defense attorneys all asked for more time. The judge did grant that, 2 more weeks. 5 more officers are in court today for the same reason, to make a decision. The details of the plea offers still have not been announced. Your sunrise traffic updates here. Ron just told us about what's going on with the police scene in Brockport there at Main Street East Side. Over in Penfield, there's an accident at 250 and Folkestone Lane, getting close to Atlantic Avenue. 590 north and southbound East Side looking good. 490 even through the work zone in Perrington and Bushnell's Basin, moving along at speed.
Rochester City School District students, staff, and parents all took part in what we're calling a real-life civics lesson because they wanted to address changes that the school board made during a meeting last night.
There were 2 main issues that brought this overflow crowd, as you see, to weigh in. The first being a field trip to Canada that's held each year, put in jeopardy due to immigration concerns, and plans to reconfigure a middle school for the next year. The young and old pleaded with members of the board to reverse plans to restructure Andrew Langston Middle. Their issue with this: the district will reduce the number of teachers to save money, and it will split the student body.
I ask you, with respect and urgency, do not let this school lose the ground it has gained. Strengthen it, support it. Let it stand as a model of what's possible when sound decisions are made with students at the center. Thank you.
That got applause. The crowd also applauded the courage of everyone who called on the district making this decision to cancel the field trip to Canada unfair and short-sighted. Parents say they need to be the ones deciding if something is too risky for their children to go on a field trip to cross the border. In response, one member of the board told the audience the district was simply legally advised not to allow the trip this year due to the current political climate.
Also new this morning, a reminder: the deadline to get your real ID. It's 1 week away from today, so we wanted to check in on how prepared our community is.
Again, the real ID came about after 9/11. These changes meant to create new security standards for a driver's license and your ID cards. These will be used for even flying domestically, so if you don't have a real ID by midweek next week, you'll have to have a passport. There are a few states where an enhanced driver's license, that's a step up, is accepted versus a real ID. New York is one of them. The enhanced version allows you to also drive back and forth across the border. In terms of how travelers are viewing the changes and catching up, here's some feedback.
To me, it doesn't really change anything because hopefully you can't just do one of your own.
It's great that, that they're going to have, another check, but I really honestly haven't given it much thought.
Just get the new one and forget it. Still need to have that real ID by May 7th. There is required documentation to prove that when you go sign up at the DMV. We have a list of what you must have at rochesterfirst.com.
Here's a fun one happening today. A Rochester summertime staple will pick back up again tonight.
That being the food truck rodeo. You can check it out at the public market. Everything opens at 5 o'clock. This celebrates the city's live music scene, beer, and of course all the food trucks. On stage performing tonight, the Royal Brumleys. The series is co-hosted by Roarbot Brewing. It's held the final Wednesday of each month through September, featuring all the musical performances. Bands doing blues, soul, funk, gospel, and rock. If you're heading out there, bring a folding chair or a blanket. Seating is limited. Jacket as well. A little chilly there today.
Yeah, jacket and your folding chairs definitely, because it gets very, very crowded very fast.
Yeah, right. Find a spot to park and you're good to go.
Yep.
Good call. Yeah.
We've got temperatures today stuck in the upper 40s and lower 50s, much cooler than yesterday, but it's good to see that sunshine. We kick off May tomorrow with a couple of showers moving in and a nice little jump in temperatures there into the lower 70s. Then rain showers take over likely Thursday night, lasting into Friday and maybe just a little bit into Saturday though. But I don't foresee any 80s for at least the first few weeks of May.
Huh.
Had it yesterday.
We got them yesterday. Got it out of the way.
Maybe by Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, we'll see you there. That does it for us. Thanks for watching this morning.
CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.